To start on policing, we have to step back and look at the overall picture, which is that right now we have a prison industrial complex. We have private prisons that are incentivizing our federal government, our state governments, our local governments to keep people in prison. And the fact that the profit motive is even involved in the prison system and in detention centers at all is absolutely ridiculous for the United States in 2019. Don't need to go, we've plenty of statistics that show that the United States is a world leader in its rate of incarceration, dwarfing the rate of nearly every other nation. It's not that U.S. citizens commit more crime, it's frankly that we have a system that's unfairly targeted at low-income communities. We have a war on drugs that was put in place to disenfranchise minority communities and anti-war leftists in the 60s and 70s. That's not coming, from conspiracy theorists. That's coming from Nixon's own domestic policy advisor at the time. So we have to keep in mind the big picture. Now, when it gets to policing, there are a few areas that we need to focus on. We need to focus on the police interaction, with their community. We need to invest in implicit racial bias training. We need to make sure that our officers are wearing body cameras. We need to train and better train our officers on the use of force, the proper use of force. Now, the second thing we need to focus on is accountability. Part of the reason, the main argument, for body cameras is by allowing, the public and the courts and the legal system to see the interactions that a police officer has, with the people that they're supposed to be protecting and defending. That is the ultimate form of accountability. Now, when there are examples, whether it's Eric Garner being choked to death by a police officer, there needs to be accountability for those officers. And the third thing we need to do is we need to really rebuild trust and focus on rebuilding trust between communities and between police forces. Tulsi supports investing federal resources in community policing and trust building programs. We need to work together and we need to stop this constant, there are plenty of videos, that we've seen released over the last 5 years of police brutality, and one of the major networks, Fox News, pretends it didn't happen, and then says, tries to distract their viewers from the real systemic issues that are facing many, people of color today. And things need to change, and we need to start having a conversation about that.